What's up, you guys? Scott here. Now, is it just me, or is there so much freaking noise on the internet of therapists, coaches, mentors saying, in order to grow your business, you have to do this and you must do this, you must complete this, and all of these things need to happen before you start getting paid clients. So what I wanted to do in this video, guys, is break down all the things we're told to do, and I want to point out all the things that you should be doing to get immediate cash flow in your business. Now, any therapist or a coach, entrepreneur or business owner, your main goal should start to get cash flow into your business immediately. Now, don't fall for the lie, as it were, that says you shouldn't expect to make any or get any paid clients or make any money the first month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months of your business, because it's all about setting up the business and it takes time. And this is so far from the truth, it's just ridiculous. So in this video, I'm going to point out the things you should be spending your time on. We'll talk about the activities that will turn into immediate cash flow into your business, but equally more important, guys, I want to point out all the things that you're probably doing right now that will never lead to any cash flow, or it's going to take far too long to expect cash flow to come. Every day we are presented with only a short amount of time in our business. Where you put your time and effort is important. Obviously, if your goal is to make money, of course. So if your goal is to make money, it's really important that we put your effort and your time into the right places, and at the same time, ignore all the time-wasting activities and the activities that are never going to make you money as a therapist or a coach. So gone are the days, guys, where it says it'll take 3 months or 6 months before you start seeing money in your business. No, I'm going to show you how our students are making money in their therapy and coaching business from scratch to getting paid clients within just a couple of days. I'm going to give you all the actions they're taking. So guys, without further ado, let's dive in. So there's only really 3 outcomes in the context of what I'm going to talk about today: cash flow, that you want to recognize in your business. Now, this happens regardless: therapy, coaching, hypnotherapy. I'll say this a million times. The model is the exact same. The outcome of your cash flow is the exact same. As I mentioned before, all therapists, all coaches, all business owners in general, even entrepreneurs, their first priority is going to be cash flow, because cash flow brings in time to do other things in our business, grow the business, work with more clients, obviously make an impact. The less money we make, the less time we'll have to have, which means that if we've got less time, the less money we'll have to make, and it just oscillates back and forward. Hence why most therapists and coaches, which is really, really unfortunate, have to go get a 9-to-5 job just to bring in some sort of cash into their business. However, so what does this cash flow look like? Well, cash flow is only represented and is the output via one thing: the daily activities that you're doing each day to try and get paid clients into your business. I'm going to talk about what these things are, and we're going to distinguish between what are time-wasting activities and what are immediate action, cash flow activities. Now, there is a massive difference because there is so much noise on the internet. There's so many things all these gurus and experts say we have to do, but you have to look at your steps logically and figure out, okay, I've got the choice to do 30 different things here. All of these 30 different things cannot bring me immediate cash flow, because if that was the case, all therapists and all coaches, just like yourselves, would be super successful. You wouldn't need to be watching these videos. So we have to recognize that out of these 30, which are just a few of the things that I could do immediately that are going to bring in immediate cash flow. And this is represented here. There is no reason whatsoever that a therapist or a coach that starts their business shouldn't be able to start bringing in immediate cash flow within a couple of days, within a week, or even just within 2 weeks. We have students right now that are literally starting their business, guys, from scratch. And I mean, just certified, no background in business, no marketing experience, anxious, scared, just like you guys, the same sort of certifications, no systems, no idea whatsoever. And they're reaching $5,000 to $10,000 within their first 3 to 4 weeks. How are they doing this? By recognizing what I'm talking about today and knowing what actions to take that are going to bring immediate cash flow into the business, and equally, if not more important, what actions to ignore that are just going to waste your time. And they're going to lengthen the time between you getting paid clients now and well into the future. So like I said, 3 things are going to happen with the actions we're talking about today. This is ideal. This is what we teach our students to do. The right activities that brings immediate cash flow into their business so they can quit their job, start making money straight away, pay off their certification debts, and start building their business from scratch. That's ideal. And I'm going to point out exactly what these activities are. In most cases, unfortunately, it's these 2 things that happen. A therapist or a coach starts their business, and it takes month after month after month after month to even get close to some sort of cash flow. Or in other words, they get a little bit of cash flow at the start, then there's a couple of months of having a dry spell, then another bit of cash later on, dry spell, cash, dry spell. And what this means is not only is there no predictable system, but they might be spending their time on the right things in some cases, but they're spending far too long on all the wrong things. So there's too many gaps in between the right and the wrong thing. So this is pretty much typical of most businesses. They start their business, but look, guys, you're told by your experts that it might take you a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months before you actually start seeing paid clients, which is ridiculous. That's just what these mentors are telling you, but this is not proof. And we have thousands of students that prove this to be wrong. You shouldn't be waiting for any sort of cash flow. You can get cash flow in immediate. Lastly, it's this one. And I guess this is pretty common as well. It's probably maybe even more common than this. Client or therapist starts their business, a hypnotherapist or a coach starts their business, RTT, NLP, what it is, never getting to cash flow. They give up before they get to this point. And guys, I don't blame them because it's taken far too long to get even close to having some sort of resemblance of cash. And again, it's not your fault. You've just been taught, unfortunately, to do all the wrong things. So for the rest of this video, guys, hopefully you understand this model pretty straightforward. Let's talk about this. And I've got a list of things that I see most people doing, what we recommend, and all the other little bits and pieces that you might be thinking, okay, I've got to do this activity and this activity in order to bring cash flow. Let's rank all of these, go through each one individually, and let's pinpoint the most immediate actions you could do with the least amount of effort to complete that action that will bring in immediate cash flow. I would rather do less things and have cash coming in straight away than have to do everything and maybe sure, bring in a little bit of cash, but be unaware of what things are bringing in cash and what things I can ignore. Total chaos. So let's look at this list, guys. Let's go through one by one and work out what are the best cash flow activities that you can do as of today. Let's go. So remember, the goal for this exercise is to isolate the activities that are only going to waste time, or the cash flow, the immediate cash flow that you can get is going to take far too long, in comparison to finding the activities where if you just do this thing here, it can pretty much guarantee some sort of cash flow. For you, getting that cash is going to be a lot faster. So I'll be the first one to say there's probably more time wasting activities on this list than anything else, but it also points out where you're probably wasting your own time. So do this exercise for yourself, weighing your action items, because you have multiple things you could do each day and you only have a certain amount of time. But if you do the wrong things for the next 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, and so on, you're going to spend month after month of making no money. And unfortunately, getting that 9-to-5 job is probably going to be a reality, which I don't want to happen to. So guys, let's go and look at the most obvious things that you could do. Number one, business cards. So what does it take to get a business card? Well, I've got to design the business card. I've probably got to get it delivered. It's going to cost time. It's going to cost money. But I also have to go to the effort of walking around my local area and handing out that business card. And the chances of me giving the right business card to the right household that has the right people for the right problem that I can solve, and then being interested in what my business card has to say, plus they're not just putting my business card in the bin, just like the flyers, the chances of me getting cash flow, far too long. So business cards and flyers, I would put a negative against that. These are time-wasting activities. Do not bother with these things. These things can happen later. And I only say that in more cases, I'd probably rather say don't even bother at all. But if you are adamant on doing these things, do them later. It's going to spend far too much time before you start receiving the output of that input. Next, meetups, events, and like breakfasts and lunches and businesses. Okay, let's think of this. To go to a meetup group or to even host a meetup group, go to an event or host an event, host a lunch or go to a lunch, what does it take? Time and effort. And you have really no control over who shows up. Let's be really honest. You go to one of these business breakfasts, what is every other business owner doing there for themselves? They're either there for the breakfast or they're trying to grow their business as well. So going to one of these things and hoping that the right client is going to show up is very minimal. But also knowing that, let's say only 20 people show up. Once you've talked to all 20 people, you've exhausted that list. So meetups, events, lunches, you have to leave your house. There's effort, there's cost. There's going to be too much time because you're going to hand out the business card. Too much time to wait for the return on your investment. Waste of time. Website and funnels. What a lot of people don't know is when you start building a website, even to the extent of hiring someone to get the website, putting the right images, the right wording, the right text, the right SEO, all of that stuff takes time. Plus, it can take anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks for Google to actually crawl your website to make it live. Plus, realize there are something like 1.8 million websites made live every single year. And the chances of your clients being on Google looking up your website, minimal, if they're not going to be there at all. Building funnels, the same thing. If you haven't nailed your niche or price or even got paid clients yet, you won't know what to put on your website or your funnel. Going to take far too long, too much effort, too much time to get any sort of return on your investment. Waste of time. Free sessions. Okay. Now, I'm not saying free sessions. Sometimes you do have to give away free sessions or to get certified. More than happy with that. And if that's the case, go ahead and do that. But once you're qualified, guys, what's stopping you from getting paid clients straight away? Eventually, you're going to charge for those clients anyway. Why not do it straight away? Free sessions, sure, you might give them away in order to get testimonials, but let's be honest, how good can the testimonial really be? It'll say, I went to see Scott. It was really, really relaxing. That's not going to motivate anyone to see that testimony and want to work with me. So giving away free sessions, no, eventually you're going to have to charge anyway. Just start charging straight away. Massive time waster. Okay, this is probably the biggest time waster that I see. You're qualified. Start making money straight away. Practicing with other therapists and coaches, abundance blocks and mindset. I've talked about this before. Waste of time. You're going to spend far too long being cooped up in your own little reality, in your own little world where your clients don't exist. Your clients exist on the outside. Just because you're fixing up what's happening up here doesn't mean it's going to have any impact out here. Don't bother with this, okay? Weighing up your action items here. We want to get cash flow immediately. Next is Facebook Lives, Facebook videos, Instagram, and TikTok. Weighing up your activities, do them. Why? Because let's say, for example, you do a Facebook Live and 100 people see your Facebook Live. Let's say 5 out of those people get really, really interested in what you're talking about. Does it take a lot of action, a lot of effort to do a Facebook Live? Absolutely not. Do you have to leave your house to do a Facebook Live? No. Does it take much time? No. Can you efficiently have the right title and call out the right people and talk about a specific subject you know people on Facebook are willing to listen to? Yes. Same on Instagram, same on TikTok. Your clients are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube all day long. Get your content in front of them. So this would be an easy way to start bringing in cash flow straight away. Next is YouTube videos. Now, YouTube has a funny phenomena that goes on. We call this a long-term strategy. In order to get leads or clients from YouTube, it's going to take a lot of effort at the start to build up your expertise on YouTube, to have people see your videos, to have YouTube recognize what your channel is about, the tags, the description, the thumbnails, all the stuff you need to do. So right at the start, is it a bit of a time waster? Yes. However, long-term, it is going to be one of the most profitable machines that you build. So right at the start, if I had the choice between doing a Facebook Live or a YouTube video, I would do the Facebook Live first and then do the YouTube video. But no, the YouTube video I do today may not start bringing me in paid clients until 2 months from now, 3 months from now. But if I do enough of them, it's going to start to shorten that time. So YouTube is an incredibly underused resource for therapists and coaches. We actually teach all of our students this in week 3 of our program, but it does take time. You have to be patient. So it doesn't mean you just create YouTube videos and sit back and wait and be patient. In the meantime, you do Facebook Lives and Instagram. You go to the places where your clients are. We call these short-term strategies. They're quick. They're efficient. You can do them multiple times and you can get multiple outputs. You can make multiple amounts of money from that one video. It's very quick. YouTube takes its time, but you do not want to ignore it, okay? Next is a free Facebook group. What's the point? Unfortunately, guys, when it comes to free, think of the type of people that are looking for free stuff. They're never going to buy from you. These are the people, when I used to give away free sessions, I only did this a couple of times. These people were late. They were rude. They didn't refer people. I had all sorts of nightmares with these people. Working with these people was an absolute, just a pain in the backside. And that came from giving away stuff for free. Free Facebook groups also means that you've got to create consistent content to keep people interested. But knowing that 3/4 of people in the group, if not all of the people in the group, are not interested because there are a million other free Facebook groups they can go to. Now, 5 years ago, Facebook groups took off. It became like a really awesome marketing strategy. However, they're no longer useful. You've got to think, if you are part of any Facebook group, go in there and notice that it's just people complaining and whinging and complaining about things in their life. It's very, very hard to turn all of the effort you would have to put into a Facebook group for free in order to get that Facebook group up and running, keep it sustainable, and then turn those people into paid customers. Out of every 100 people that tries this, maybe only one Facebook group will profit, but that's more luck rather than strategy. So free Facebook groups, forget about it. Free challenges. Don't waste your time. If you give away a 30-day free challenge, that's 30 days of not making money. Why would you give it away for free? Start charging for it straight away. LinkedIn posts and videos. Well, it's the same idea around Facebook Lives, TikTok, and Instagram and things like that. LinkedIn, same place. If you're working with executive clients, maybe other coaches, entrepreneurs, doctors, like for me, I used to work with lawyers. This is a great place to find these people on LinkedIn. They're professionals on LinkedIn. So it's definitely worth your time to start activating LinkedIn straight away. And here's what a lot of people don't realize. The same thing you do on Facebook is the exact same thing you can do on LinkedIn. The process is no different. So whatever you create on Facebook, share it across to LinkedIn and vice versa. You can repurpose the same content you create. Adding friends and connections. So adding friends to your Facebook, adding connections on LinkedIn. Is this worthwhile your time? Is it going to bring an immediate cash flow? Yes. Because again, if we pull back to the Facebook Live, there's no point really doing a Facebook Live if the wrong people are seeing it. So how do you ensure that the right people see it? You start to drag people from other Facebook groups. You start to create connections on LinkedIn, all your ideal customers, pull them onto your page. So every time you do a Facebook Live or something like that, Facebook will notify all your friends on your friends list that you are going live. Talk about the right things on these lives, guys, and bang, you'll start getting paid customers. It's really that simple. Next, Facebook ads and Google ads. Now, if you're convinced that when you first start a business, you should be doing this, I highly recommend you stop. If you can't get clients online for free organically, like the things I'm talking about today, it's going to be very hard to create an ad that's going to be compelling. It's going to be very hard to create an offer, have the right prices, because you don't know what worked. So the great thing about organic, and that's why we teach it, and we only teach it, is because you can test your price, your offer, your niche, your marketing, everything, the friends list, you can test all those things without spending any money. But if you dive straight into this, or you hire an agency to do this for you and you have them write the ads, find the people, they don't have a clue who your ideal client is. They're only going to write the ads based on what they know. They have no idea about this industry. So you're going to waste a lot of money on Facebook ads and Google ads if it hasn't been proved that you can get clients for free. So Facebook ads and Google ads, sure, later on. Again, we don't even teach them. We have students doing between $300,000 and $400,000 per year, guys. No ads whatsoever, no funnels, no websites, none of that stuff. But if you do decide to scale really, really high, that can be an option for later, because all you do then is take what has worked organically, put it into the Facebook ad, and you have no risk because it's been proven to work. So right at the start, this is one thing I tell people: do not waste 1 cent on ads. Let's look at SEO. SEOs, I probably should have had it up here on the website. Spending all your time to SEO your website, all the pages and things like that, that's a long-term strategy. It might take 4, if not more weeks for Google to crawl all the SEO to have your website show up. But remember, your clients are not looking for your website. I always think it's bizarre that therapists and coaches would spend the first 30, 60, even 90 days of their business building out these extravagant websites. Clients aren't being booked from your website. Clients are not looking for these things online. They're on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, all these Instagram places. They're on there daily, but they're not on Google looking for your website daily. So this could be an action that can be done later. The cool thing about this is, guys, once you start bringing immediate cash flow, you can then pay a professional to do all these for you while you're busy doing all the immediate actions. Hear my point there, guys? Same as hiring a VA, okay? Organic outreach. This one thing that scares a lot of people, but there's really 2 ways to look at your business. I'm a big fan of this. You can either get certified, get really, really excited, pick your niche, do all the things you're supposed to do, then wait for clients to come and find you. Or you can start the conversation. And that's where organic outreach comes in. We have access to what? If we build our personal Facebook page, 5,000 contacts there. LinkedIn, you can have 20,000 and so on connections there. Instagram, any place where you can immediately message someone over Messenger, you should be starting conversations with people, starting conversation with your potential clients, starting conversation with these people, asking them about their problems and showing you how you can help. This is the easiest way to get clients. We literally have students that will start organic outreach. They'll send out a message. We actually give them the templates. I actually tell them, say this to your clients. They send out this message. They send 20 a day. Out of that 20, they get 2 calls booked in. And from those 2 calls, one person signs up to a $2,500 package or program. From sending 20 messages, guys. Look at the difference. And that can be done within a couple of days of starting your business. But if your time is spent building the website, going to meetups, handing out flyers and business card, that's a lot of effort. And then allowing that time to spread far too long before you even get a glimpse of any money coming through. So remember, long term, this is immediate. So you should be doing this stuff. Building your business, local businesses. So going around your local area and knocking on the door or speaking to random people at your hairdresser or your local shops. It'll never work anyway. But that's a very long-term strategy. And the chance of you seeing the right people, saying the right things, and having to do this every day, far too much effort for any really output to receive. So don't bother with this. Ad in the paper. 20, 30 years ago, ads were great. Now you're spending all of this money to put ads in a paper. You've got no control over who reads this paper, what the article is going to essentially look like, how people are going to come across the article. There's far too much things in this, too many elements that you cannot control. So don't bother. Building locally, guys, one of the worst strategies you can have as a therapist or a coach, because you're limited by who's in your area, how much they can afford, what they earn, and who these people are. I mean, once you exhaust your local area, how are you going to scale or grow your business? You can't move house every 2 to 3 months because it'll only take a couple of months to exhaust everybody. It's like exhausting business cards and flyers around your local area. What do you do once you've exhausted everybody? You're sort of stuck in a place. You have to start driving to 15 suburbs over just to do the same thing that hasn't even shown to work in the first 15 suburbs. You see my point here? Building locally when there was no internet or Google or Facebook, that was the only option. That's what I used to have to do. But now with Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff, at the touch of a button, you can be talking to people. You don't even have to leave your house. So building locally, don't do. Build online and also start building globally, clients all over the world. Interviewing other therapists. Now, this is a peculiar one. We get certified like NLP, coaching, RTT, and therapy. We get excited about it. I'm excited about it too. I love talking about this stuff. And then we think that everybody else and our potential clients are going to be excited about this stuff as well. So we interview other therapists and coaches talking about mindset and strategy and hypnosis and coaching, and expect general public, which is more than likely, that's what our clients are going to be, general public, to appreciate this content. But they're not looking for therapists. They're not looking for coaches. They don't know what hypnotherapy or coaching is, nor do they care. So it's like your marketing is saying all the wrong things to the wrong people. Clients want results for their anxiety. They stop smoking. They don't know about hypnosis and coaching, nor are they researching this stuff. So interviewing other therapists to just sort of show up online is a bit of a waste of time. That can happen later, but it'd be a better idea to get paid clients and interview your clients and use that strategy to attract more clients. Next one is podcasts. Now, podcasts can take a long time, okay? Because you need subscribers. You need people to find the podcast. They take a lot of effort. It's not very immediate, so I'd probably skip that one for now. It can be a long-term strategy. We've got students that are doing $200,000 to $400,000 per year that are now starting their podcasts. But for the first couple of years of building up to this consistently each year, they did all the things I'm talking about here with the very quick action items, the ones that return a lot of income straight away. Then they did the podcast. Then they did the websites. Then they did the hiring the VA. Then they did the interviewing other therapists. They did all those things later because they had so much cash flow and so much extra time. These now become long-term strategies, just like YouTube. Branding, waste of time. Clients don't buy your brand, guys. Clients buy you. There's no point in branding your business with the right color, the right logo, the right saying, the right cartoon, whatever it is, because that's not what is making your clients make up their mind about you. If you don't get clients, you're not successful. What are you branding? Be your own brand guy. Even now in a 7-figure company that I have, my brand is Scott Jansen, and it's boring because people buy me. They buy my experience. They buy the results I can give to people. Sure, later on, I might brand out my entire business, but right at the start, there is no point. And branding takes a long time. You will never have a client buy your service because your logo was blue compared to another therapist whose logo was red. Don't waste your time on this stuff. Start doing the immediate actions. Let's now talk about programs, like online programs, group coaching, and one-on-one. If I had the choice, what's the most immediate way I can make money? What's the easiest to sell? Bar none. One-on-one, face-to-face, or over Zoom or Skype. Like one-on-one clients is the easiest. Then you want to evolve to group coaching. Then you want to evolve to online programs, but do not start building online programs and group coaching programs if you've never had paying clients before. Selling programs and online programs and group coaching is a whole nother strategy, when it comes to making money. And it is 100 times harder. This is why we teach all our students to grow this out first. Once they start getting to the 20, 30, 40, 50 grand per month, and they've mastered that, then we take all of their experience and show them how to grow programs and group coaching and build those things and scale their business. But a lot of people will start here and wonder why they can't even give their group coaching programs away, because this is a whole new strategy all by itself. Okay. I see a lot of people that will spend their time and they'll say, they'll join a course that teaches them how to build out their online program, how to set it up, how to have the right modules, the right names, and then they sit back and wait. There's no marketing, there's no niching, there's no scaling, there's no systems. You learn all of that stuff and get a lot of experience by doing one-to-one first, working out what works, having experience, and then putting that experience into a program or a group coaching program. Lastly, and I probably missed out a lot here, guys, but I hope you can see my point here. We're really weighing up, and there's only been a couple so far, the immediate actions over the time-wasting actions. Lastly is more certifications. The gap in your business right now, whether you're not making money, is not because of your lack of certification. It's 100% guaranteed because you're spending your time on all of these things where the immediate cash flow or the returning cash flow is going to take far too long. But sure, we assume it's mindset. We assume we need to be more certified. That is never the case. All you have to do, and my point here, don't need to be more certified. What you have to do, guys, and these aren't the only ones, do this exercise for yourself. Write out every single action you have to take, you should take, you might take, or you are taking, and weigh these items up. If they don't have an immediate cash flow from the energy you expend and the thing that you have to do, the action you take, get rid of it. Come back to it later. So let me show you how minimal we are here. The ones that we do want to concentrate on would be, let's have a look. Facebook Lives, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube videos to an extent. What else do we have? LinkedIn posts and videos, yes. Adding friends and connections, yes. Organic outreach, yes. And that's it. What do we have? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And what, 3 or 4 of those are the only ones that are actually going to bring money in straight away? Can you see possibly now how much time you've wasted? And here's the thing, guys. I used to do all of this stuff. I used to do worse things than this. And I wondered, why the hell can't I make money? Oh, it's got to be mindset. It's got to be certification. No, it wasn't the fact I wasn't taking action. I was taking 95% of the wrong action. Long-term, those actions will pay off years from now. But I want cash flow now. So I have to weigh up, what are the things I can do now that can create immediate cash flow? Immediate cash flow could be me talking to someone rather on Facebook, talking about their problem, talking about how I can help them. That's going to be either immediate yes or no to wanting to work with me, in compared to handing out flyers and business cards and hoping someone goes into their letterbox and reads my flyer, calls me and things like that. Far too long. So guys, my real point of this video is we can be spending a lot of our time doing time-wasting activities. And sure, we'll convince ourselves we're doing a lot. You might say to yourself, I'm taking a lot of action, but what is the quality of the action you're taking? Is it long-term quality or is it short-term quality? Short-term is immediate. Long-term has the chances of it not working at all, or it'll show up later. If I create a YouTube video now, it might show up 6 months from now, start booking me clients. I've actually got that in my own system as itself. But the immediate things I can do is be on Facebook, be on Instagram, be the places where my clients are, show value, talk to my clients over Messenger and get them booked in for a strategy call, do those strategy calls and start getting paid clients. So guys, there we go. Hopefully that was informative. Hopefully that answers that question of what action should you be taking in your business. Therapists, coaches, hypnotherapists, RTT, NLP healing, whatever you're doing, the same system applies. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions like normal, please comment below. Make sure you like this video, guys. I really would appreciate it if you found the content interesting, of course, and you took something away from this. If you did take something away from it, let me know below. Always interested to hear that as well. So guys, I'll see you on my next video. Bye for now.